Well, she's out of here. I don't know if you heard. I heard the news tonight. That's right. Marjorie Traitor Greene's gone, hitting the bricks. Got to copy the home game. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. That's right. Miss Big Shot. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, she stormed into Washington. Yeah, she stormed into Washington swinging that rhetorical sledgehammer. Remember now she's slinking out the back, carrying her makeup kit and a media agent's business card, because you know and I know she's heading for The View. She wants the big time. She says, I'm getting death threats. Everybody gets death threats. Nobody quits the Senate or the House or the Congress. Nobody does. Nobody. She does. Oh, what a flame out. Her whole thing was demand, where are the Epstein? Oh. Look, what she's saying is not completely and totally without basis, but come on, for the love of God. Do you, what's your reaction? I know, I can't wait to hear the funny reactions of this crew. Oh, the comedic, the wits, the veritable passels of absolute hilarity that will spew forth from you, you wonderful and glorious people. What do you think about this? What's your real, honest to God take on this? And think. Don't just think of something cute. I want your reaction. We are live now, so people can see your reactions. And think about what you're saying. Think. Really react. Honest to God. Run it through your mind. Couple of things I'm looking for. Your take. Seriously, what's your real reaction? Now think about this. Don't think of what will be a funny quip. Does it matter? Whose fault is it? What does this portend regarding midterms? If you're not scared shitless about midterms, you're not paying attention. If you think everything's gravy and groovy and beautiful, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Remember this one? Remember we heard she was into that tantric sex thing with her partner. I don't know what the hell it is. She likes to lift weights and okay, fine. And she barged in to DC like she owned the place. You know, leading the revolution and MAGA and this and that. And now look what she's doing. She's cutting and running. Why? Like some disgruntled cast member who didn't get the lead. What's going on here? The revolution, remember the revolution that she imagined? It never came with some kind of a director's chair or something. Marjorie, what's going on? Marjorie Traitor Greene. She didn't get the power she wanted. She didn't get the role she demanded. And worst of all, she didn't get to be exceptional. If you think about it, there was nothing really there. She tried a couple of things. She talked about geoengineering, I think maybe. She talked about Epstein. She was a flop. Goodbye and good riddance. Now, was Trump tough? Better believe it. Trump's tough to everybody. It's Trump, for God's sakes. What the hell do you people want? It's Trump. He's a bastard. He's a son of a bitch. But he's our son of a bitch. He's our bastard. He's our MAGA. He's our boy. That's what he does. He will cut you to ribbons. Did you see him with Mom Donnie today? Had his balls in his hand. Touchy goes, come on, tell him. He owned it. He's sitting at the big boy's desk, and there's Mom Donnie just looking down at him. But MTG got ordinary. Plain old and ordinary. Not old, but just nothing. Because when she was on the View kissing Sunny Hostin's ass, that was it. And when President Trump finally called her a traitor, she didn't stand her ground. She vanished. There's the truth. There's the proof. She doesn't have it. No balls. She may be great doing clean and jerks and all this stuff, but she ends up, the only jerk there is being a typical Washington jerk-off, cutting and running. I'm very surprised. Very disappointed. This isn't conviction. It's surrender. Surrender. What does she think she's going to be, a star? Her resignation isn't a stand against Washington corruption. It's a tantrum. It's a tantrum. Somebody who likes tantric sex. Remember that? As a tantrum, somebody who thought that being loud was the same as being strong or having conviction. You could hear the Hollywood language, and if you she's going to find out, and nobody wants her. If she's not a congressperson, nobody wants her. Nobody wants to talk to her. It's not because of her degree, her mentality, her mentation. What are you talking about? Everybody there has been threatened by. I mean, are you kidding me? Jasmine Crockett's not leaving. Pelosi, you can make a fortune there. Nobody quits. Boebert didn't quit. Mays doesn't quit. Mazie Hirono doesn't quit. Nobody quits. Except Santos. So they got to throw his ass out. And he wanted to come back. You don't leave that. You hang on to it for your life. You can make a fortune. You can only be big if you're in that position. But now she's going to be like the David Caruso, who leaves NYPD Blue. Nobody cares about him. Nobody cares about him. This is. I mean, seriously, I'm kind of sort of shocked. But let me tell you something, my friends. This is going to be tough. And don't sit there and just don't say, "Oh, everything's going to be great." No, don't say that. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be tough for her, but it's going to be tough for the president. Let me tell you something. These are very serious and very scary times, my friends. Very scary times. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh, Drudge has got some great Drudge. Has anybody seen Matt Drudge? Is he even alive? We have a welfare check. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the communist and the fascist. That was great. FBI deploys police to guard facility where Epstein files are stored. There is no Epstein files. There are no file. There is no file. There is no repository of anything. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Did you also see this new? This is very interesting. CNN, this is wild. This was a great piece. Did you? CNN, you know that dude everybody likes? You know that dude? You know that feller people like? What's his name? Hang on. He's the, hang on a minute. You click on something and you get these goddamn ads that pop up out of nowhere. For the love of Pete. Hang on a minute. Here we go. That's it. CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton marveled Friday at President Trump's atrocious poll numbers that could point to disaster for Republicans in the 2026 midterm elections. I would say this is probably the worst 10-day election for the president in the polls this entire second term. The numbers are atrocious. Enton said the best of the November polls puts Trump at 14 points underwater. That's the Mark University Law School poll, tied for the worst he's ever had in that poll. Enton continued. Fox, 17 points underwater. Marist, 17 points under. Reuters Ipsos poll, 22 points underwater. And then, taking the cake, the AP NORC poll, 26 points underwater. When your best poll has still 14 points underwater, you know it's truly bad. And it's as bad as 26 points underwater. We're talking about an average, well underwater with the deep blue sea swimming with the fishes. This is incredible. And look at this. This is the worst part. 43 points underwater with independents in the most recent average of these polls. Let me tell you what you're going to be hearing right now, and listen to me. And you're probably in no position to hear this because you have been watching cable news like the rest of these mamalukes for I don't know how long. You're getting your news from cable news. You're getting your news from everything's great, everything's wonderful, everything's terrific. Everything is not wonderful and not terrific. This is reality. Wake up. We love the president. I think he's great. I think he's groovy. But he's doing some things now that are just The Epstein thing was an unforced error. I don't know what that was about. If I had to guess, I would say most probably he's thinking, there's a lot of people I know who may be friends of mine, people I know, people that I could perhaps maybe leverage that against them. I don't know if I want people to understand what's going on. I don't know if I want people to know who's in these files. And there are no files. Did you hear what I said the other day? Are you watching? It's not about sex with minors. That's not what he's about. I don't know how to tell this to you. I don't know how to break it to you. I don't know how to make people aware of it. That ain't it. That's not the story. The real story about Epstein is the fact of his being an intel officer, not Mossad, always the same. There's this hard on people have for Mossad because we're into this Israel stuff, and it drives me absolutely nuts. Seriously, honestly, I think we have hit critical mass with this. I really do. I I I I really think we have just lost our minds with this Israel, this preoccupation. It's not that it's not relevant. It's not that it's not important, but it's absolutely nuts. The country, and I'm going to try to tell you this. This is what people do not understand. And maybe Marjorie maybe doesn't understand this, or maybe she does. I'm not really sure. First, people are sick and tired of Epstein, Marjorie. They're sick of it. Where do you think it's going? What do you think it's about? Tell me. What do you think it's about? What do you honestly think? Tell me. What do you think the whole thing's about? Can you tell me? Can you? Anybody? Tell me right now, of those people watching right now, this wonderful assemblage that we have right now live, how many of you right now honestly live and breathe? What do you think Epstein's going to be about? What do you think? What do you think's going to go? Oh, look at this. Somebody says, oh, my train of thought is bouncing off the walls. I'll put you out of your misery. How do you like that one? Don't need to listen to me. If it's tough for you, do you honestly believe for a moment that this is going anywhere, that there's going to be some revelation of somebody's going to be perp walked? Do you think so? How stupid can you be? How stupid. What do you think Epstein was about? What do you think it was? What do you think? It was so stupidly handled from the beginning. From the very beginning with Pam Bondi and the binders. What is this? They're all Freemasons. Oh, Jesus, God, what are you, from the 80s? Are you doing the Freemason thing? Maybe you're talking about the Illuminati next. Listen, do me a favor. This is 2025. Learn the lingo, all right? That was great before. The Freemasons and all this stuff, seriously. You're going to bring up the Jesuit conspiracies? Get with the program. We got to start all over again. What do you think? Marjorie Taylor Greene's big deal was the Epstein files. What do you think's in the files? What? What do you think the Epstein files are? Do you think there's videos of people in there? Do you think, what is it? They had people saying, I don't believe there were people who were saying that the women who were bringing these lawsuits were doing it for the bucks. Do you hear that one? Couldn't believe that one. They said that women were doing it for their own. They didn't know anything about the case. They said, how come all of a sudden they're bringing these lawsuits? Why? They said they're not bringing them all of a sudden. They've been trying for the longest time to get the government to get our DOJ to do something. This is a joke. The real story about Epstein is all gone now. It's done. Adnan Khashoggi, and also and Maxwell and others, and the fellow, the guy who ran the oh, what's his name? Uh, who found hanging? He was found hanging. They're all hanging in cells. What do you think he was about? What do you think? Look, I don't want to go through this again. I did a whole video on this the other day. We're getting stuck on this Epstein. I don't know what we're talking about. It's the greatest con ever because it just focuses all our attention, and you're screaming for something to be released. And when I ask you, well, what is it that you want released? You can't tell me. How do you think the president's doing? I like when they say release everything unencumbered. You don't release raw data of confidential informants, confidential. Do I have to tell you people this again? You don't release raw data of people who came and said, listen, maybe people who are innocent, maybe people who were wrongfully accused, maybe people who said, listen, I don't want anybody to know it's me. You're gonna release confidential informants. You don't just empty this. There's actual laws regarding confidentiality. How stupid do you think people are? Release the files? You know what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is President Kennedy's, the 62nd anniversary. You don't know anything about that either. Nothing. You don't know anything still, and those files have been released, right? There's nothing in the files. Very powerful people were involved in this. Very powerful people were covered up, and very powerful people still remain hidden because maybe we can gain some type of, let's say, leverage by not releasing them. Do me a favor, just stop saying Epstein. What are we doing? What's going to happen right now? How is Trump doing? How is he going to do in the midterm? Do you remember recently with the elections now? It's horrible. You see, the world exists in two positions. People who love Trump, people who hate Trump. It's not about loving or hating. It's about analyzing the data clearly as an adult. And 90% of the people that I talk to have no clue as to what they're talking about. It's kind of a love fest, or they love him, or I think he's doing a great job. They say that there's going to be a huge shakeup in the cabinet. This is the worst cabinet ever. Kash Patel, more worried about his girlfriend, the country singer. What's going on? Where's Pam Bondi? Where's anything that's happening? Do we have a U.S. attorney in New Jersey? Do we have one? I guess. And I don't know if they're active. Is Alina Habba active? I don't know. Do you think Kash Patel, do you really think, who's running? Is it Todd Blanche? Who's running the DOJ? Huh? Look, I'm glad Marjorie Taylor Greene's gone. Okay. But what the president did was he called it a hoax. Epstein is not a hoax. It's not a hoax. You've got to be a little bit more careful about the words you use. It's not a hoax. And it's easy to stand up and say, and what this administration is doing by caving into big tech regarding AI, unconscionable. Unconscionable. They have sold their soul to Altman, Elon, big tech. Let me tell you once and for all. There's a whole lot of people who are into this APAC. You think APAC is the biggest lobbying organization that's ever been amassed in the history of American political history. It's nothing compared to big tech. Nothing. Big tech owns everything, including our future, and is the architect of our demise. It poses an existential threat regarding AI. And while we're talking about this bullshit about Epstein, What do you think is going to happen? I don't even know. So release a file, don't release a file. Let them sift through. Have people go through it, I guess. We're wasting time with this. We are wasting time. Let me tell you what people are more interested right now than anything else. They are more interested regarding the Middle East. More Americans are worried not about Gaza, not about Israel, not about Hamas, not about anything. No. What they're worried about is their cities going either, they call it Sharia, but it's not, but to be filled and inundated with veils and hijabs and abayas. I know nobody wants to hear this. I know it's not right to say this. I know it seems un-American, but nobody wants to see this. Do you understand? Nobody wants to see this. This is what scares people. Grand Rapids, Minneapolis. We don't want Mogadishus coming in. People who don't want to assimilate, but want to basically replace. That's what's going on, and that's what scares people. And that's why Mamdani was the biggest scare. What he did was he awakened more fears than anybody else had. And when you listen to these meatballs, when you hear these, oh God, Anna Kasparian, remember her? Oh, she was the darling. She was the darling because her whole thing is she just got this hard on for Israel. That's it. She screams genocide. It's getting old now. Not that there's no claim to it. Not that the discussion is invalid, but the people running out. When Theo Vaughn is running out of material, we've heard it. We know. I got it. Junk Yogurt, the Young Turds, Anna, all the people, Max Blumenthal, we got it. Understood. Got it. Over and over. So this, I heard this the other day, they're saying, what's all with these right wingers? What? All they're worried about is maybe people speaking or having bilingual speech in various cities. That's not what we're worried about. We're worried about losing our culture. That's what these people are about. I'm going to say this, and this is the hardest thing, and I realize 90% aren't going to understand what I'm saying. Believe me, but I'm going to keep trying. Something just happened. There were huge contingents, huge factions who were very, very, very not so much pro-Israel or anti-Israel, but they were pro-Palestinian, Muslim. This was the thing, okay? A lot of people didn't realize that the issue regarding Palestine and Gaza wasn't about the Nakba or the Darfur. No. That's not what they thought. It was almost like they appreciated and embraced the idea of Palestinians. Okay. Yes, there were some who thought certainly it was negatively. They were situated, and the foci of their intellectual antagonism was regarding Israel. I understand that. But now we're getting this guy named Zoran Mamdani. And this little twit, this twink, I don't know who she is, Anna Kasparian, she doesn't get this. We're saying we live in New York City and we love assimilation. We don't want to be basically swarmed over by a group of people led by some proto-communist, whatever he is. And the change was like that. All of a sudden, people said, wait a minute. Who are these Palestinian people again? Because of Mamdani, because we have Linda Sarsour, this fire-breathing, she just, she is from like a Steven Seagal movie. She is the prototypical It's not Sharia, but the fire-breathing jihadist. Not my words. That's what they're called. Then we get another woman with the head, with the veil, saying 9/11 was all bullshit and was in New York. So they're saying, whoa, wait. Who is this guy again? Zoran Mamdani. And who were these people? Well, those are the Muslims and the Palestinians. Wait a minute. You mean the same Palestinians that we're talking about in Gaza? Now, what I'm telling you, you might laugh at that. You might think, this guy's crazy. No, they didn't know this. They're saying, wait a minute. Is Gaza Mamdani? Is that who these people are? Well, the ones who, so all of a sudden, the people who are walking around with the kafiyas and the quote anti-Semitism and the rioting and the screaming and the yelling. I heard somebody the other day say something for the first time. Now remember, I'm not endorsing this. I'm telling you what people are saying. I heard something which absolutely changed everything. This person said, I don't remember Israel doing it. I know the Liberty. I know we played that up. The USS Liberty. Most people don't know what that is. Anyway, that notwithstanding, most people are saying, wait a minute. Israel never did anything to bother me. But those people, and he points collectively at the Linda Sarsours, the Muslim Islamists, the Islamists. Don't forget, because remember, progressivism, wokeism, is a religion hiding as a political party. But Islamism is basically a political party hiding as a religion. So what they're doing now is they're saying, this is where the towers used to be. This woman, Mamdani's people, the Palestinians are saying what? That we knock this down? That what? It changed like that. And these Anna Kasparians can't get it. We don't want to live in a country where we don't speak English. And this numbnut said, well, a lot of times if you're out looking for a job, if you're bilingual, it went like that. So while everybody is screaming and yelling about Trump losing his favor, a lot of people are saying, don't worry about Trump, because it's not going to be Trump. It's going to be maybe J.D. Vance. By the way, you heard that J.D. Vance now drudges saying that his wife's not wearing her wedding ring, and I don't know what the hell that's about. But J.D. Vance is going to be maybe the person. And a lot of people are going to be saying, oh, wait a minute. What kind of country do we want? Do we want to continue with what MAGA kind of was? Or do we want to embrace these new people? Zoran Mamdani just revitalized, rehashed, revisited, not regurgitated, revivified this anti-Islamist kind of a post 9/11 attitude. And this is huge. You're not going to see anybody talking about that on CNN. You're not going to be talking about or any other, because that's a no-no. I am telling you. What was the expression? Shit just got real. This is serious business now. It's all different. So yeah, look at what's going on regarding the midterms. Yeah, you're right about that. But let me tell you what's going to happen. And let me tell you what's going to be the theme and the message of 2026 midterms. Do you want America to remain America? Not MAGA. Not make America great again. Make America America again. I guess you call it. Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? Don't let it go by. Don't miss it. See, the people who are going to be voting, because remember, a lot of people are saying right now that 85% of the people who voted for, some people are saying that people that voted for Mamdani here in New York, by the way, nobody can even pronounce Mamdani. They call him Mandani. And anyway, 80 to 85% of the people who voted for him were basically not even here 5 years ago. So this is a weird everything. So when he stood next to Trump today, basically Trump handed him his balls and said, don't even mess with me. But the problem is he's not going to be there. It's going to be the next person. Is it J.D. Vance? I don't know. J.D. Vance is Peter Thiel. You want him? You want Palantir? I don't know. So rule number one, listen to Uncle Lenny. Number one, turn off cable news. If you're watching cable news, you don't even understand it. You don't get it. You're not even hearing. It's like you're watching preseason football from 5 years ago. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. What you're seeing is a reality that has nothing to do with what's going on. The calculus of the world right now is changing drastically. I am telling you. And the people who were who had our interest, who were saying, you're saying some good things about Israel, you're saying wonderful things about these people. Now they're turning around and saying, yeah, because you're full of shit and you're concerned about jihadism and all that. And they say, whoa, wait, what? Yeah, you're crazy. This is the Anna Kasparian. This is the Abby Martin. These are the people who said, I'm going to make my name on this one. I'm going to make my name. Okay. And by the way, I'm not saying there's nothing to that. Never said that. But guess what? In midterms, are you going to vote for Israel or Palestine? I know this is ridiculous because we're the United States. We don't vote for them. But before, before calls to prayer at 3:00 in the morning in Grand Rapids, before Zoran Mamdani, people just thought, you know what? These folks are groovy. They're wonderful. We dig the keffiyeh. We love this. Okay, and that's good, and that's wonderful. Then, all of a sudden, something happened. You're finding out this democratic socialist nonsense, these people who want to unearth this George Soros restorative justice nonsense, these people who want to basically do no bail, no jail, this lunacy, equilibrium, this is kind of like a warmed over socialism. And this guy is embracing everybody, gender, affirmation. I thought we were done with that nonsense. Oh, no, they're coming back. And now we've got this guy who wants to put a bunch of, and I'm sorry, this isn't me now, head-scarved radicals who want to be at the highest level of city government and the like, who are basically screaming some stuff. Guess what? It just changed. It doesn't look so good anymore. It doesn't. Somebody wrote, I am sick of soy boys. What decade are you in? Oh my God. I got to ask you something. In case you've just tuned in, there are people, and I love you to death, who basically live in a basement covered in Cheeto dust, wearing wife beaters, sitting on a beanbag chair, who have no friends. They're incels squared. And they sit around and they spew soy boys, Illuminati. I mean, they don't know where they want to be. I appreciate their being here. But if this represents the intelligentsia, the next gender intelligentsia, the next level of the cognoscenti, if this is it, we are so royally that you can't believe it. I don't think people understand it. I don't think you understand it. I mean, I think you enjoy, the fight. I think it's like going to a cricket match. You're not really sure of the rules, but when you wear a nice satin shirt and you stand up and you go like that and you sit down and you go, I don't know. Do you know where we are right now? AI and what is happening? Oh my God. That is going to be the end of us. And good luck trying to explain it. Good luck with that one. So we started off with Marjorie Taylor Greene tonight. You got that one? What's it going to matter? She couldn't handle it. She thinks she's going to be a star. She thinks she's sexy or funny or working out. I don't know what the hell it is, but somebody scared her. Somebody spooked her. You don't quit. Even Lauren Boebert has got rocks for brains, shit for brains, and others. Maisie Hirono, who is clinically retarded. Nobody quits except your girl, Marjorie Traitor Greene. Okay, terrific. Oh, this is wild. This is wild. So we're going to talk about Epstein for 3 or 4, maybe more days. A waste of time, a complete waste of time. We're going to be talking about what? What are the big stories? Did you see Joe Biden, who gave the stink eye to what's her name at Cheney's funeral? Okay, what do I care? They're all a part of this thing. Who's going to be the next president? I know what you're saying, J.D. Vance, and people have this thing about J.D. Vance. They love J.D. Vance. Why? I think they wait because he looks. He's a big guy. I don't know. What does J.D. Vance want? I don't know. What is Elon back? I hope so, sort of. Don't trust Elon. Don't trust him. He's good. He's been terrific, but he's a part of the Silicon Valley group. Remember what he wants. OpenAI, artificial intelligence. He is not going to sit back and let this thing go. He's not pumping the brakes on this. Sam Altman, if this is not the despotic, evil dude, I don't know what is. And most of the people walking around, they still don't even know what AI is. You mean ChatGPT? No. So let me just tell you, my friends. Oh, Kennedy. Are you kidding? Bobby Kennedy. Bobby Kennedy's too busy sending dick pics, whatever, to that woman who, Nuzzy, did you see this stuff? What are they doing? Yeah, 70 years old and what are you doing? They're sexting and texting. What? Once a Kennedy, always a Kennedy. I swear to God, I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't get it. The number of people I hear, this is so funny, on news shows, forget Bobby Kennedy, who were fired because they sent a dick pic or they accosted or bothered, fired because of sexual harassment. They're weighing in on women claiming, violation. You can't write this because we have a bunch of little boys in this world, a bunch of really weird freaks out there who just don't know how to handle chicks. And whether it's Cuomo, whether it's Bobby, or the whole Kennedy clan, and his father was 100 years old. Do you know anything about who killed his father? Do you? Elon Musk is an alien hybrid from my planet. Thank you. Okay? Anyway, I've said enough. This is too much. Just enjoy yourself. Have a nice day. Talk about Epstein. Talk about whatever it is. I understand. You think that's important? Maybe you just like these people. Maybe it's just you just like these people. It's like the Beatles. I like Paul. I like Ringo. I like J.D. Vance. What about Vivek Ramaswamy? Remember him? He's out of there. This is the weirdest. I don't understand it. Who is the target, or has been the target, of the biggest prosecution ever? You've got Comey. His case is going to be dismissed. Tish James. And by the way, Bolton's case is pretty strong. Very, very strong, though the sentence is going to be weak. Where is the wrath of MAGA? Where? What did Pam Bondi do? What? And what? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Epstein. Nobody. Ghislaine Maxwell, the only person ever prosecuted. Let's stop pretending that we know what we're doing. All right. Let's just stop pretending, because I don't know. If the Democrats had been here, you would have seen 1,000 indictments. You would have seen the entire. They indict. Their lawfare is so good and so fantastic. Not us. We don't do anything. We just quit. We talk about it. We call each other's names. We tweet. We do memes and GIFs and that. And that's it. We are so screwed. It's not even funny, but you have a good time. Don't worry. Everything's great, right? Yeah. Right? Okay, my friends. So Marjorie Taylor Greene, get out of here. You make me sick. Leave now. Don't even wait. All right? I thought, stupid us, we thought, you know what, maybe you've got something. Maybe you're different. Massey will be the next one. You watch. You watch. You understand this? You watch. This is the thing which is the most important. This is the thing which is the most important. This is what I want to do. All right, my friends. So that's where we are. We're just a bunch of kids in a playground, just screaming and yelling and watching this, trying to say, does anybody know what the hell they're doing? You have a great time, my friend. Please follow Lionel Nation. Make sure you sign up for that. Subscriptions are great. And by the way, for all of you people who called or who wrote and really said nothing, just love to, I understand. You're always welcome here. Remember, you don't have to know what you're talking about to be a part of our show. You don't. Don't ever feel like, I don't really know enough about this issue. Please, even better, because you're very entertaining. We love that. All right, my friends, have a great and glorious day. Until next time, remember, the monkey's dead. Show's over, sue you. Da-da.